Whose will is it anyway?
My will.
Thy will. Whose will is it anyway is a subject I see of an inner debate between the who and the what of me. It is through prayer and meditation that my choice will be clearer than clear can be. Which will's guidance is in the highest and best for me? Choices, choices, choices. More on that in a minute. This is Aloha Sunday. A Hawaiian proverb has been given to us by one of our ohana, Kaupena Wong. It is Malama Ika Mana'o Hemolele, and it means keep the thoughts sacred. A little bit of a hint as to what choices we should make. When we keep the thoughts sacred, when we fill our minds with thoughts of God, there is no room for any other thoughts. No thoughts of worry, no thoughts of lack, no thoughts of anything but God. And God is all there is. So let's fill our thoughts with God and have no room for any other thoughts. This is August and the month of will. Reverend Jack started a series this year on the 12 powers of man, which is taught by our co-founder Charles Fillmore. It's about the 12 faculties that each and every one of us has that is what is called our perfect pattern of perfection. And August is the month for will, so let's continue that dance, if you will. Mr. Fillmore, or Uncle Charlie to me, defines the will as, the will is the executive faculty of the mind. It is the avenue through which the I am expresses its potentiality. All thoughts that go in and out of man's consciousness pass the gate which sits the will. Will is our ability to choose. It's our ability to decide. It's our ability to make decisions. When I was a kid, my dad was brilliant. He gathered up the entire family when it was time to make a decision. He told us kids that making decisions is usually one of the challenging things in life, is to make a decision. So we were always involved with decision making. We were right there in the middle of it. I tell you what, I was ready to go. Did I get what I wanted? No. Once or twice, maybe. But I understood the challenge that decision making can be, and understood that the will is my ability to make those choices. And know, folks, please know that you have your will. Your will does not have you. You have your will. Your will does not have you. Whose will is it anyway? Helps me decide many things. Also, I find Scripture to be very helpful in guidance in many areas, especially in decision making. My guiding Scripture is Micah 6:8. I'll be reading from the Message version. But he's already made it plain how to live, what to do, what God is looking for in men and women. It's quite simple. Do what is fair and just to your neighbor. Be compassionate and loyal in your love. And don't take yourself too seriously. Take God seriously. Sounds like pretty simple marching orders to me. Very simple. Be kind and just to your neighbor. Not only the neighbors in your neighborhood, but to all people. Neighbors meaning everyone. To be compassionate and loyal in your love. To love as we are loved, unconditionally, without question and unceasingly. And to not take yourself too seriously. But take God real serious. And this is part of the debate of whose will is it anyway? The subject is which guidance to follow. And this debate, this question goes on within us between the who of us, our human nature, and the what of us, our divine nature. Who we are is human, what we are is divine. My favorite Unity author, Imelda Shanklin, wrote a book, What Are You? It is my absolute favorite Unity book. I highly recommend. As a matter of fact, your assignment is to go get the book and read it. And then send me a 500 reflection paper by Friday. Just kidding. Seriously, this is, as far as I'm concerned, the greatest unity book there is. I'm a little biased because I'm in love with Imelda. But this book describes in detail, the relationship between the what of us and the who of us. Allow me to paraphrase incredibly briefly. Our human nature's only obligation, its only obligation, is to express our divine nature. Our human nature's only obligation, our ego's only obligation is to express God only. Express God only. And when we are sharing our gifts and talents as the expressions of the presence of God, we are fulfilling our holy purpose, our divine purpose. The promise of purpose that was given to us by our master teacher Jesus when he said, we will do the greater things. You remember he was having dinner. And he said, I've done some pretty cool stuff, and you will do greater things. He wasn't just talking to the 12, and by the way, there was more people in the room. There were some pretty powerful women that we don't even see in the pictures. But he was talking to each and every one of us. We are going to do the greater things, you and me, us together, the greater things. Let me tell you a story about one who did just that. This woman was not very big in stature, but she was enormous in presence, strength, and courage. Incredibly active in the community, incredibly active in her life, traveling, just very, very, very active. So active that it made your head spin. And then early on in her life, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Now, some of you may know that multiple sclerosis can come in many different forms. You might lose the ability of a finger, or you may lose just about everything. Well, this woman's multiple sclerosis was very, very aggressive, and she lost everything except the use of her left hand and arm. She could see, and her mind was very sharp, but she only had the physical ability of using her left hand and arm. And by the way, she was right-handed. But did she just stop living? No. She acknowledged the condition, but did not accept it. She lived the abundant life. For example, she did her entire family genealogy, researched and everything, typed it all up on a Royal typewriter using her left hand. By the way, did I mention she was right-handed? Her husband made a special desk because this Royal typewriter weighed about 1,000 pounds. But she did her entire family genealogy and typed it up using her left hand. And she wasn't done there. She was very active in things of the community. And she had an extraordinary passion for football, especially the New York football Giants. You see, she went to college with one of the New York Hall of Fame New York Giants, Andy Robustelli. And she loved football. So much that she organized and was very substantial in the process of having lights installed at the local high school football field. And she wasn't done then. She organized the very first Pop Warner football league for kids, having the games in her backyard. It was incredible. And she liked to travel. She liked to go places, and she got a motorized wheelchair. In this motorized wheelchair, she and her husband just went around the neighborhood celebrating everybody and going this and that, going to places. Her husband was a civil engineer, and this is before the ADA, American Disabilities Act, and handicap parking and stuff. This is way before that. He designed a ramp in a big van, a passenger van. And also inside the van, he created and installed a very secure device that the wheelchair could be fastened to so that she could drive around. And then they got their youngest son all excited about getting his license at the very first moment he could so that he could chauffeur them around. And they went everywhere in this van. She didn't accept the condition. She accepted living life abundantly. She inspired many with conditions and many without. You see, her name was Mary Thomas. And she was my mom. And to this day, thank you. And to this day, she still inspires me. All 4'11". You see, Dad was 6'4". I thought I was going to get 6'1". I didn't take into effect the 4'11". So 5'10" is what you got. But more importantly, I got the inspiration, the strength and courage. Now, it might seem that this sharing of our gifts as expressions of the presence of God might seem to be very simple. And yet, there is the debate. Good evening, and welcome to the Whose Will Is It Anyway debate. I am the moderator, the all-everything God mind. On one side, we have my will. On the other side, we have thy will. Now, of course, the question in this debate is always the same. Which will's guidance do we follow? Once again, we shall start with my will. Oh, I know a way to happiness. It's all outside you. The way to happiness is an inside job. No. It's all outside you. The way to happiness is having stuff. You know, things like the good job, a nice house, a fancy car, or a great body. Well, that's okay. Things are okay, and it's okay to have things as long as those things don't have you. Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Yes, I do. No, don't listen. Don't listen to him. I know a way. He knows a way. I am the way. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight's debate. Thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you again at the Whose Will Is It Anyway debate. Now, the problem with a debate, as I see it, is that a debate is a win-lose situation. There's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser. Someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. And in the heat of the debate, what always happens is that winning becomes more important than what gets won. We got to win at all costs, win. And then we realize that, oh wow, look what we won. Debate is a win-lose situation. Now, I have an alternative. Conversation. You see, in conversation, it won't take us very long when we're in conversation to discover that we're far more alike than we are different. And that our differences are just our unique ways of expressing. Conversation, it might look something like this. Oh, hi, I'm my will. Oh, nice to meet you. I'm thy will. Wow, we're both wills. That's really cool. What do you do? Well, what I do is I show the way for folks to gain what is in their highest and best, joyfulness. Wow, me too. I do the same thing. I show them the way for happiness. Having stuff, it's always outside of us. Outside of us, it's an inside job. Well, okay, but it's having stuff outside of us. The house, the great job, the real sweet ride, and of course, did I mention the great body? That's all good. Having stuff is good. Wait a minute. you know what? It appears that we desire the same thing, the highest and best for people. I got an idea. Why don't we team up? Team up? Yeah, why don't we team up? Okay, you have people choose to be the expressions of the presence of God. And not only will they get all the things you mentioned, but they'll also get their dreams fulfilled, the desires come true. And they will have no needs ever. What do you say? This for real. Garens Barons, it comes with an eternal lifetime guarantee. I'm convinced that conversation will save us. I always like to think that when two leaders are in conflict, and when they get out of the cameras, get out of the way with their advisors, and they go into a room, folks, they're not having a debate. They're having a conversation. And in a conversation, they come out with an accord. You see, in conversation, when we're conversing and in conversation, we can see the situation right. And as we continue to be in conversation, we can then together as one make the situation right. Folks, conversation will save us. And you know, all of us are going to experience the kingdom of heaven. We're going to. There's nobody going to get off the planet without experiencing the kingdom of heaven. It's our choice for how long. It might be for a few seconds, a few minutes, maybe a few hours, maybe a couple of days, maybe some years, but the choice is ours. The choice is ours. Whose will is it anyway? The debate finally ceases to be, for we have realized that the only answer is God, have your way in, through, and as me. Friends, if you're willing to change your life, experiencing right now, will you claim with me this choice and speak it with enthusiasm together? God, have your way in, through, and as me. Outstanding. I speak this in the morning before I arise, throughout the day, and every evening before I sleep. And remember, it's God's work to know the why and the how. It's up to us to make the choice to experience the kingdom of heaven right here, right now.